Good morning, everybody. Gen X here again, a really tired member of Gen X. Been watching a lot of stuff lately on the news about what's coming down, what's coming our way, what's going on in the world, and how we're all supposed to band together and maybe do things a little bit better so that everybody blah 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 whatever. I got news for you. Gen X has been really quiet, kind of our whole lives, because we were told sit down, shut up, not your turn, and we were told that by people that took these leadership positions when they were 45 years old. We're all in our 50s now, and they still haven't fucking retired out of those roles. They're still sitting there running this country, and quite frankly, running this country the into the grave. I don't get it anymore, especially economically. So we're gonna talk about this for a second. In our lifetimes, our adult lifetimes, 18 plus, where we're supposed to be contributing member of society, saving for retirement, doing what we're supposed to do, all that nice stuff, we've experienced the following things. The dot-com bubble, as soon as we started getting to the point where we could buy stock, dot-com was going great. All of a sudden, kaboom, they killed it. Well, guess who was in charge of all that? It wasn't us. But sure enough, guess who got to get tagged with a lot of the downfall from that? Wage stagflation. Wages weren't going up the way for most workers that it were for people at the top. Prices kept going up. Sure, we inflated the dollar. You make more real dollars, but adjusted for inflation, shit hasn't changed. Again, there's a generation in front of us that just will not retire. They're still there. They're 70, 75 years old. Look at members of Congress that have been there for 45 years. Look at CEOs around different companies, unless it's a young tech company. The people running them are still, late 60s, 70s. Some of them have been there for 3 decades. That same generation has decided that while everybody else is kind of getting this wage stagflation going on, where adjusted for inflation you get a raise, but it's not really a raise because we just adjusted you for inflation. At the same time, they have bonused the shit out of themselves to the point of just no return. Yeah, I didn't make any more than you. I just got a $400,000 bonus, but that's beside the point. Okay, we've had 3 recessions. We've seen companies where if you don't know somebody in the right spot, you're not going to get an interview. It ain't going to happen. So you really have to network the crap out of yourself. It is not about what you know, it's about who you know, because, well, I might be the best qualified, but I really like that guy. And, I've known him for years, so we're going to give a shot. The crap happens all the time. The 2008 housing crash, guess who engineered that shit? The people that were in charge trying to figure out how to craft a bunch of mortgages so they could package them up and make a bunch of money. Well, guess who paid the price? Well, it certainly wasn't them. Millennials got caught in that one too, by the way. Turf battles inside careers. Well, we've got all these nice careers going on, engineers, whatever. I can't talk to you about that. That's my stuff. I'm not going to teach you how to do that. Well, guess what? I've worked for a couple of engineering companies where the only people who knew how to do certain things died in their office because they refused to, and they refused to train anybody. So we were left in a world of shit on how to fix certain projects because those guys just would not train the replacement. They got into these turf battles with people. It was terrible. Well, now we come up to the auto bailouts, the savings and loan crisis. Now, all of a sudden, COVID, and we decided to tell everybody, go home. Well, you just decimated the entire service industry. So even if people were working over in the services, guess what? You just got kidney punched, for a couple of years. And now what we've got, let's fast forward to today. We've got inflation going through the roof. We've got another recession coming our way. And oh, by the way, interest rates are going up. So if you finally wanted to buy a house, well, okay, guess what? As soon as you do, your payments are going to go up because your interest rate went up. And guess what? If you own one today, guess what that means? Value of your house is coming back down. So great. Well, if you throw all that in a giant pile along with the rising national debt that's kind of gone insane over the last 40, 30 years, well, not us, we're running the damn country. Guess what's going to happen? We're not looking at happy economic times across the next 5 or 10 years. Certainly not looking like anything like the baby boomers enjoyed in the 70s and 80s and early 90s as we were kind of coming out of college. This stuff is going to fall apart. I guarantee you in the next year, we're going to have an economic issue in this country. And somebody's going to come up and say, oh, it's the Republicans, the Democrats. It's not. It's an entire generation of people that decided we're just going to finance our lives on giant piles of debt. And as soon as that payment comes due, we're going to figure out how to bonus the crap out of ourselves and pay off our problems. And we're going to be happy. But screw all you other guys. You can deal with it later. Well, now it's going to hit us, right? And now these people are all kind of coming out of office. We're all looking at it going, they're coming out of their careers, and we're all looking at what's going on in this country. And we now have this gigantic issue where we cannot maintain the economy the way it has been, because guess what else that generation did? They took all the decent jobs that people had and they shipped them overseas, And now we're left with what? We decided, okay, well, hey, a group of executives can make a bunch of money if we send everything over to China or somewhere else. Meanwhile, screw all the people below us because we got to buy a 14,000 square foot house. We have a house out on the lake. We've got our boat. We've got 4 cars. We've got to have Mercedes. We can't drive Mercedes. It's fucked. But anyway, Gen X has been jacked with economically since we came out of school, and it's not ending yet. And I guarantee you in the next 12 months, we're about to see another crash. My morning rant for everybody. Have a good day.